Science had been warning that the end may be nigh, as we allowed our pollution to float into the sky. Well, now it has happened, and I cannot deny it was my fart that ended the world. For years the atmosphere was being slowly depleted, and the earth, by the sun, was being overheated. Now the ozone layer has at last been defeated by the fart that ended the world. They'd said, on the whole, that most greenhouse gases were emitted by cows grazing in fields of wild grasses. How ironic that from me now the coup de grace passes with the fart that ended the world. I've been holding it in and must say was in pain. If you'd been in my shoes, you'd have done just the same. Well, it's a bodily function. I'm really not to blame for the fart that ended the world. I'm afraid it slipped out, and I'm sorry to say 'twas a silent but deadly that slowly drifted away. Now the cruel twist of fate is making me pay for the fart that ended the world. There were people there with me. I must say they were miffed as we huddled together in that slow-moving lift. The look that they gave me as each of them whiffed the fart that ended the world. They were gasping for air, some crying, some coughing. They said, "It's a rather small space to go letting one off in." It was worse than they thought. According to some boffin, it was the fart that ended the world. I'd held it in for so long, it was giving me grief. When at last it escaped, it was such a relief. In the scientific community, they still have the belief it was the fart that ended the world. They say farting in lifts is a terrible crime, and mine was a corker, there is no denying. But how can they be sure the last one was mine, the fart that ended the world? When I let it go, I just didn't think that the fate of the world was balanced on the brink. Now I've ended it all, and I've caused a right stink with the fart that ended the world. Suppose I should hold up my hands and take all the flack, except mine was the fart that broke the camel's back. Perhaps one day on my house they'll put up a plaque saying, "Here lived the bloke whose fart ended the world." Well, I am sorry that I gave the world no time to recover. I am sorry that I've brought so much shame on my mother. I am sorry, but I think I may have just dropped another, the one after the fart that ended the world.